Yo, welcome back to another video, y'all. In today's video, we're going to be doing a unique, special, and cool video. And what that video might be, and you guessed it, a Q&A. Now, I know I was supposed to do this video just, let's say a couple months ago. But, now I'm actually going to be able to do it. So, let's get straight into the questions. And I'm really excited to answer a lot of these. Now the first question comes from Justar Dumperson, and they ask, how many wins do you have in any Dragon Ball game? Well, thank you for asking. And I would say, if we're talking about Dragon Ball games, I'm talking about Sparking Zero specifically. But in Sparking Zero, I have about 2,000 games won in that game. I probably play over probably 3 to 4,000. But using Xbox, which is my most played, and PC now, which is my least played, but playing a little more, I would say about 2,000 to 2,100 games. Now my next question comes from Flint Greycastle, and they ask, does Broly do be like that? Broly do be like that. Malachi Thorn asks, do you think that Sparking will allow Bardock to have his Super Saiyan transformation, and will they make the rest of his crew playable characters? That's a really good question. I do think that maybe with time, and if they do need more DLC characters, they might think about adding them. But other than that, I don't think they're really gonna start off with adding Bardock's old team members to the game. It would be a really cool addition, but I don't think so. And then about the first part of the question, that's a kind of a hard one, because they have characters in Sparking Super Saiyan Daima Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Daima Goku. They could just made him a part of Z End Goku and have him transform into him. But what they probably will do is probably either make a separate version of Bardock and then make him allowed to be transformed, or the unfortunate one, which might be the one everyone might not like, just have Bardock just be a DLC character in Super Saiyan. Now Tough_KZ asks, do you play Dragon Ball Dragon Ball Legends? If so, your favorite what's your favorite tag? I don't really play Dragon Ball Legends, but I used to back then, and I really love using Beast Gohan, and this basically I would say hybrids, probably a hybrids tag if there is one, or even just a Sun family. Yeah, I'll go with that. Now Zero asks, overall opinion on Sparking Zero hate. He said, personally, I find it getting underrated as hell. I'm about to get assassinated for saying that. Well, I think Sparking Zero I don't think it's really underrated. I think it does get more hate than it deserves, though, because Sparking Zero is a really, 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 really good Dragon Ball game overall. And even now, with the new updates that's coming to the game, it has things that people can now play offline. And that was one of the main things people just didn't like, that the game didn't really have any replay value outside of doing custom battles and playing online. So yeah, so now they're going to add a lot more modes for the people that really do like playing the game solely. And I just think that Sparking Zero is just really, really good game. I don't think it deserves the hate that it gets. Shadow of Memes asks, favorite Dragon Ball villain? Now this is a really good question. I would say my favorite Dragon Ball villain is probably Cell.
Yes, sir.
I would say one of my favorites is definitely probably Cell. It's hard to really choose between a favorite villain and a really good villain, because Dragon Ball has decent good villains like Frieza, Kid Buu, Broly. They have some really cool ones. But I think the ones that really or the one villain that really said it all for me is probably Cell. Even Goku Black is a pretty cool one, but Cell with the Gohan transformation and the stakes, the end of the world, everything was fire during that time period. Ukraine Mapping asks, red or blue? That's a really good question. Fate of the world is in my hands. Aliens just pointing a death beam at the earth. I'm gonna say purple. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna say blue. Blue is a better color, in my opinion. Now with the next question, someone from the Discord, JT, also follow me on Discord, link should be in the description below. But JT asks, how old are you? I am big 23. I'm about to be 24 this year too, so I'm kind of old. I'm getting up there. I'm not Unk though, just don't call me Unk. Also, for his second question, why did I get into streaming? I got into streaming mainly because I want to see how fun it could be, and the idea of talking to people while I'm playing games has always been a really cool idea. Because personally, I think I'm not really a huge story game guy. I like watching it, but I don't really like playing it by myself. But having an audience to watch me and just interact with it while I'm playing makes the game more enjoyable to me. So I just really like talking to people while I'm playing games. And it's just really funny because you never know who might come to your stream. You might see some wild stuff or something really stupid or funny. And just really talking to people. There's a lot of cool people out there. So now my favorite game in anime of all time. Now this is a hard question. Generally speaking, I have to say Destiny is my favorite game of all time. Mainly because Destiny, I've been playing that since I was like years ago, since I was like 14. And the story, the amount of time I put into that game, and it's just so good, bro. Destiny was like, playing that game at the time, it was so good. Destiny 2 as well, like going through all the story, the missions, the campaign, just really good. And I do miss the game, but at the current point in time, I kind of got burnt out with it. And also with the story itself, I feel like the game ended after the final shape. Like the final shape to me was the end of Destiny, because there's really not much else you can do. And anime, man, I can't even give you a favorite anime, man. There's just too many good anime out there that I've watched that I can just, I just can't tell you, bro. But I will say the one I started off with, and the one that will always be in my heart, is Sword Art Online. Sword Art Online is one of the best animes I've ever watched, and I just really do like the whole story in general, and the character, and just the whole premise of it. Sword Art Online to me is one of my favorites. Now for the next question, Master Meteor asks, do you play or PC? Well, I'm gonna tell you what I play on. Mainly I play Xbox and PC. I might get a PlayStation eventually, but for the time being, mainly Xbox and PC. Now, You're Not So Average Animator asks, Gogeta or Vegito? Now, this question is a good one because we got the man on the left side, Gogeta, the GOAT himself, Gogeta, the man who's never lost a fight a day in his life. Or we got Vegito, the man of sauce, of class, the man who uses his feet to fight. He doesn't even need his hands. Now, I would say personally, I like Gogeta. Gogeta is just way more. It was just, ever since the Fusion Reborn movie, that movie has like been in my head ever since it came out. And Gogeta image has never left, or that version of Gogeta image has never left. Even the superhero movie, or the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, that movie also made Gogeta just so cool, bro. So cool, so clean, the animation, and that man Gogeta plays no games. And the Soul Punisher, amazing technique. Raven Nakado 9285 asks, oh, here's a good one. If you could be any character in DBZ, who would it be and why? I would be Loki. I'm not gonna lie, I want to say Gohan, because mainly Gohan is one of my favorite Dragon Ball characters. But low-key, now that I think about it, Gohan was getting his ass beat as a child. Like, he was getting his ass beat every single time as a kid. So I don't know if I want to go through that trauma. You know what? I'm gonna just pick adult Gohan, not kid. If I can pick certain time periods, adult Gohan, because he's already won in life. You know, he's chilling, got a wife, got a kid, and, you know, working on himself, and, you know, have like, you know, he's cool, and he still is one of the strongest people in the universe. So I'm going with Gohan. Now for the next question, Machine Comment asks, pancakes or waffles? Now waffles are good, but I just feel like pancakes are just S tier, bro. Like, you don't gotta like worry about nothing. You can just, I don't know, bro. Something about pancakes just hit different, bro. I'm not gonna lie, pancakes got it. Pancakes got that. Cool Man Bam said, if you can have any Dragon Ball transformation in real life, what are you taking and why? And don't just say because it's cool. Alright, I got you. One Dragon Ball transformation, I would say I would have to have maybe something that's low-key, and I think maybe Beast Gohan. Either Beast Gohan or Ultra Instinct, quote unquote, because it's not a transformation, it's a technique. But the way how they use it is like a transformation. So I would say maybe Ultra Instinct. mainly because the other than it's cool, it looks, not looks, but the ability to just be able to instantly dodge any and every attack. So let's say if I'm just walking and just a car just randomly just pops up out of nowhere and I just dodge it, or you won't be able to get touched. Like, who wouldn't want that? So yeah, Ultra Instinct, the transformation that Goku uses, is what I want. Boyer Focus asks, apart from editing, what skills do you possess or would like to obtain? I would like to obtain more editing skills personally, but since I can't say that, I would like to have better time management skills. Like, my time management is not the best, and I would like to be better with that, so trying to figure out ways that I can just improve on that would be amazing for me. The next question comes from Mr. Elazio, and they say, what is your favorite moment in all of Dragon Ball that's canon and also not canon? Same for the worst moment. My favorite Dragon Ball moment canon-wise is when Super Saiyan 2 Gohan actually achieved that form, and also it would be when I first saw the last spirit bomb that Goku used on Kid Buu. That spirit bomb was crazy. The music, the emotion, the monologue was amazing. Now also, non-canon, it would have to be, once again, I talked about it earlier, have to be Gogeta. Gogeta is just the coolest character, and it just nothing amazed me more than seeing Gogeta when I first saw him in Fusion Reborn. So that's definitely my favorite moment. And my worst being that I could probably see that was canon was basically Vegeta letting Cell reach his perfect form. Like, Vegeta had no reason to do that besides his own ego, and he low-key almost killed the whole planet just for that, which is ridiculous. Boo Terrier asks, do you like Dragon Ball GT or Dragon Ball Diamond better? Now, that is a really good question, but I would have to say GT. The main reason why I say GT is just because Diamond doesn't really have much to go off of, and we've seen so much cool stuff in GT. And although people for some reason don't really like it like that, I actually enjoyed GT. I think it was a pretty good series when I was whatever age I was when it came out. So yeah, definitely GT. Diamond just needed a little bit more, and but yeah, I'm lucky rocking with Diamond too. Ain't nothing wrong with Diamond, but GT got that. Spink Zoom asks, what's the worst Dragon Ball OG and Z episode in your opinion? Well, personally, I didn't really watch too much of like the OG Dragon Ball, but I don't really have a really bad episode for Z, and I can really just say, and they was fighting the Saiyans. I don't know why did they think it was a good idea. I know they were trying to hold off until Goku came back to Earth, but still though, I don't think it was a smart idea having fucking Chiaotzu fighting Nappa and Vegeta. Like, I don't know what the game plan was with that. I just don't know. But other than that, I don't really have too much to say about Dragon Ball. I feel like I liked all the episodes. I can't really think of necessarily a bad one. Ultimate Warrior asks, does Goku lose to Superman? Now, this is a question that's been debated for a long time, but let me just say this. I feel like normally Goku does not lose to Superman unless it's specific situations and specific versions of Superman. Like, there's some crazy versions of Superman out there, but I would just say overall that Goku beats a general like DC version of Superman. But if you want to go in the comics, the one where he did the universe stuff, then the Pocket Universe stuff, or whatever the case may be, then sure, Superman got it. But generally, Goku should win the fight. Now for the last question, Janaya asks, what made you start creating content? Now, what made me start creating content was, I would say mainly just seeing all the YouTubers like Markiplier, Corey's Kenshin, Berleezy, Dashie, RDC, seeing all those people just make content. And I just always wanted to do it. I always wanted to do it when I was younger, and I always wanted to at least try my best to get at least 1,000 subscribers, or just really have videos just go crazy. So I would say just looking at them and seeing what they do and just trying to be somewhat like them, but trying to be myself at the end of the day, and try and get a good community that I can just vibe with. You feel me? But thank you all so much for the support in the videos and the streams and just everything. Honestly, I really do thank you all from the bottom of my heart. And also, I want to thank you guys for giving me 7,000 subscribers. That's actually insane. I'm only 3K off from 10,000, and that would be a crazy goal to hit. So let's strive for that. And I know I've been saying this already so many other times, but I really do appreciate everything you guys do for me. Even now, like I said, 7,000 subscribers is absolutely an insane milestone that I would have never thought I would be able to achieve. But you know, I'm always down to keep going, and as long as you guys would keep, you know, supporting me through these journeys with these videos. And also, if you don't mind, once again, join the Discord and also follow me on Twitch if you want to see some more streams. But other than that, y'all, I hope you guys have a really good day, and thank you so much.